good sign.
What's happening? I don't have power. Can you hear me?
You know when you tell me to go steady, I'm not going to go steady.
Yeah.
Go on. Get it, Joe. Get it.
Get in there, Lewis. Fantastic weekend all round. Really, really solid.
Great job, everyone. What a weekend.
Welcome back to the SGSB podcast. I'm John.
I'm Vince.
And I'm Braden.
And we had a race. We had a race in Spain, and for once, it was actually, I don't want to say it was exciting, but it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible. I did not fall asleep during it like I did Portimao.
Yes.
A lot of mixed reviews on the internet with a lot of people saying that the race was actually like boring as usual and everything, but to me it wasn't. And I can quickly get bored of stagnant races, and this literally was like almost a flag to flag thriller. Almost.
It was a good one.
Almost. It was Hungary 2019, as Brundle reminded us like 5 times throughout the race.
Oh, we'll get into that later, but
Well, he was so happy he finally called something, right?
yeah. But
Yeah.
Everybody went into the weekend expecting that it was going to be Spain. I mean, I think they said something like you need a 1.8 second a lap advantage to be able to overtake at this track, which is absolutely asinine. And that's part of the reason why really the only fight was the 3 cars in front. Which would normally, I saw, it was funny, I saw a tweet, shout out Rob Watts F1, that was a better race than the traditional Ham-Ver-Bot Spanish GP result would normally imply.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think it was, as far as Spanish GPs go, it was probably the best we could have hoped for.
It was the most exciting Spanish GP that I can remember watching in the last 5 years.
The only one I can remember that was more exciting when the Mercs crashed out.
Right, and that was 5 years ago.
Right. Other than that,
even that race was boring as shit once
they
that
crashed.
happened.
Yeah.
The one thing that blows my mind is, okay, so we knew, I mean, Hamilton took his 100th pole, another record broken. He's got a fucking landmine full of tires from the Pirelli fastest laps or whatever.
Yeah.
The crazy thing to me was after the first, say, I don't know, 5-6 laps of that race, the distance that those two pull out on the rest of the field.
Right. And that just shows the class difference that those two are in compared to the rest.
But I mean,
of the
you
field.
guys are already jumping way too far ahead. I mean, come on, the start in of itself. I mean, goddamn, what a pass at the beginning, right?
Verstappen had a great start, and he pulled 1.5 seconds on Hamilton.
He did the Ayrton Senna. You let me by, or we're gonna crash. That's what he did.
Right. Yeah.
No, I mean, but again, that's racing.
That's
what we
racing. No,
see.
I love the move. Like, I love the move. Hey, nice koozie, by the way.
Oh, hey, yeah, man.
Hell
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Hey, Vince, you would have one of those if you had been able to come to a USGP.
Yeah, if you ever came to the USGP. Anyways, go on. What were you saying?
No, what I was saying is even Verstappen started to pull out ahead, and it showed how much like clear air. That was a big thing during this race too. Whenever you got into clear air, man, that car, if you were on top of it, was good. And then our boy Leclerc,
oh man,
he fucking passed Bottas.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, God,
he held him up for a good little while too.
Pretty much through the first stint of tires.
Solid drive by Charles Leclerc, actually. I mean, it's not a bad result for him at all, and especially for the Ferrari team. I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this race. In the whole race weekend in general, part of me is like, okay, we knew that the first part of the calendar was going to be mainly Mercedes-dominated tracks.
Right. Which results have shown that it has still been.
Right. I feel like it's closer than ever. And of course, the one stat I keep saying is it's Hamilton's best start to a year ever, but it's also Max's best start to a year ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I feel like right now we're at those tracks where it's twisty bits, pass on the straightaway, and
Right, which sucks ass.
which is just not, that's not where the Red Bull has its strengths.
No.
So I'm actually curious. I'm curious to see as the season progresses. I haven't completely given up on Red Bull, although it looks bad, but Max is right there every time, and I don't know.
It does look bad. The Red Bull, the one race that Max won was Imola, and Imola is a very twisty, turvy, sweeping, aero heavy, non-straight dominated track.
Right.
So, and he won that, if my recollection is correct, by 20 or 30 seconds. He won that race.
Yeah, you'd be right there.
So, I mean, he dominated that. And whether you want to put that down to early season shenanigans, Mercedes didn't know what they were doing. Maybe they still had an aero, disadvantage, or Hamilton was an idiot and somehow came P2 when he wasn't even in position to score points at one point in that race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something. But yeah, you're right. I mean, Portimao, Mercedes dominated. They won by a fuckload last year. They won by what would have been a fuckload this year. But everybody pitted for fastest lap.
Right. Right.
Bahrain, same kind of story. And then Spain has always been a Mercedes track. Mercedes have won there. Hamilton's won there 5 years in a row now.
Right. Yeah. So
the only time they didn't win was when they crashed each other out and Red Bull won.
Right. So going into that, it's like you look at, just looking ahead, like Monaco, that's one.
Oh, God.
Spa would be another Red Bull track, ideally.
Yeah.
Both of the Hungaroring and the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, I feel like I haven't completely given up yet. Now, the one thing that killed me is watching Red Bull not match Hamilton in the pit stops, because I feel like if
are we going to get into that this quick?
Fuck yeah, we are. We're going to talk about it right.
I wanted to say one last thing about the performance of the car, though.
Well, go on, because this is eating me alive, and it has been since Sunday.
I literally want to die.
Yeah.
So let me ponder again real quickly. Let's think about it.
I hate you right now. I hate you so much.
Now, if you looked, every time on the Hamilton was chasing down Verstappen both times, right? He would do all right through Sector 1. Sector 2, he'd get it within that, 0.7, 0.6 range. All of a sudden, Sector 3 happened, 1.015. I was like, son of a bitch,
Right.
But that last final stupid chicane, those super slow corners, Verstappen's car looked way better through the corners there.
No, Hamilton was sliding out a lot through that last.
But he was sliding out a lot out of the, turn 14, out of the chicane, whatever shithole that little shithole is called.
Right.
But anytime, though, all of a sudden he would catch right back up in those more sweeping corners, right? So Imola has 2 straights.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of hard 90-degree turns. It has a lot of, the Imola, Portimao, and Spain all kind of have that.
That whole middle section of Spa is just completely twisty. I mean,
no. I'm agreeing with you in that sense, but I think it's even more the slow speed corners is where the Red Bull truly beats them. I think in the straights, the Merc still got them. Because that showed in this last race. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he'd be coming down the final straight, and each time, even on the first stint of tires, all of a sudden, Hamilton was catching up to Verstappen. I mean, that time was just eating away, and then they threw him into the pits, right?
Right.
So, somehow the tires fell off, I feel like, a little bit quicker for Verstappen, but it was in the slower corners is where he was able to heat off Hamilton for longer than what realistically should have happened, or the last Spain, you know what I mean?
Now,
great, Hamilton's in the lead with 20 laps in.
Do we think that the Merc is better on the tires, or Lewis Hamilton's better at preserving the tires?
I think it's Hamilton better preserving on the tires, because if that was the case, then Bottas should have been able to do more and or pass Leclerc in the same manner of fashion, right? Because we know
The only thing Bottas was good at was holding up his teammate.
Well, yeah.
and racing him when they didn't expect him to.
Yeah.
I think
Bottas
it's
is
a
always
little
good to be
column A,
petty
a
as
little
shit,
column
but-
B.
But you see what I'm saying is I think the Ferrari and the Red Bull are a little bit better in those slower corners. And like you said, the Merc just, slides out of them because it's too low of a speed.
Yeah.
And so, but Hamilton, I think, is better at tire preservation.
I mean, I think he's good at it. I hate talking about Lewis Hamilton and tires in the same sentence because it's just frustrating.
Right.
Well, yeah, let's go to your favorite driver and his fucking tires.
So
Oh,
we'll get into what everybody wants to
the
talk
Red Bull strategy over all these years. We've been, throat going balls deep on Red Bull strategy calls and how great they are, and how sweet it was to see them.
Did they take Ferrari strategists? Did they hire? I know they're hiring Mercedes engine people, but are they taking Ferrari strategists? Because what the fuck? I mean,
dude, even Williams made better calls on the strategy.
But even they came over the radio as soon as it happened, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna keep you on these tires." Hungary 2019 was the exact radio call that they made to him.
Christian Horner's literal radio message was, "This could be Hungary 2019 all over again."
Yeah,
that was right when Hamilton pitted. That was right when Hamilton pitted. That was right when Verstappen still had the 2 to 4 second buffer. If they were to pull him in right after Hamilton pitted, he would have come out in front of Hamilton and he would have had a fighting shot. He either has a fighting shot with that and maybe his soft tires that he only had left fall out toward the end, or you leave him out and his tires fall off anyway. I have no idea why they didn't bring him in. It really pisses me off. They shot themselves in the foot, and then they sucked their own dicks saying that, there was nothing we could have done. Absolutely, there was something you could have done. You literally broadcast to the world. You knew how the situation was going to play out, and you still didn't do anything about it.
You still just did it.
So it did the exact same thing that it did last time, was Hamilton caught you with 5 laps left, breezed past you, and you were fucking done.
Yeah.
Well, it was a little bit more than 5 laps.
No, he caught him way early on, to be honest.
Yeah.
10 laps to go.
You want to know what it was? They bet on the fucking safety car again. I bet you internally.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Something's going to happen.
They were expecting.
There's going to be a safety car. And of course, Mazepin almost gave us one.
And I called that the last time that we fucking podcasted, is you can't rely on something that's not guaranteed to fucking happen. You got to play your odds with what you know that you can do, and not hope that a safety car comes out.
Although there was a very good point that Martin Brundle made halfway through the race, where he said that if Perez was higher in the order, that Mercedes would not be able to play these games, which is true. It would be true. Because
there's a point to be made there, but there's also a point that you literally saw this coming and you still did nothing about it.
Well, no, I'm not agreeing with the fact that, like, to steal one of your sayings, Vince, with ifs and buts, yeah. But like,
I mean,
yeah, go for it.
I agree with you, John. If Perez was higher up, he could fuck with them more. But the problem is Perez has to get past Bottas. I'm sorry, that's the battle there. And so, when you got one ignoramus driver in a Mercedes and a competent driver in a, let's just say, lesser car still a little bit.
Yeah.
At certain points,
I'll agree with that.
At certain points, I think the Red Bull is still weaker than the Mercedes, but overall, they're a lot closer than I was thinking they were going to be.
Well,
but,
I mean, it doesn't.
I'll throw you this scenario. Okay, Red Bull played the Perez needs to be where he needs to be so he can block Hamilton. Perez was 4th in Portimao, and you know what Hamilton did? He blew right the fuck past him when it came out to a straight.
Yeah, well, that's
he
what
didn't
I was
do
gonna
anything
say.
when he was in position. So. Again, it's not about relying on your teammate who is in his 4th race in a very difficult to drive car. It's not about relying on him and then calling him out after your own fuck up.
Yeah.
It's more about, we knew what the situation was going to be and we still did nothing about it. That is 100% on Christian Horner, Max's team, Red Bull strategy. 100%. That is their fault.
Now, that being said, when you have your teammate who's supposed to be backing you up qualifying 8th while you're 0.03 of a second off a pole, it's not helpful. You know what I mean? Like,
you're right. I'll give you that, but
he's essentially he's a one-car team trying to cover 2 cars. I mean,
there was 5 tenths that covered like P5 to P14.
yeah.
So, I mean, again, he's doing what he can do, but when you have veteran people in the cars that they're driving and the midfield is, that close to where there's half a second that's covering over 10 spots.
Perez is not in a midfield car. He's in one of the best cars on the grid right now.
He's not, but he's in a difficult to drive car that's designed around Max Verstappen that has kicked out 2 drivers in 2 years.
Fair enough. I don't know, man. It's frustrating to watch. I think
he out-qualified Max Verstappen 2 races ago.
Fair. I feel like if Red Bull pits Max Verstappen to cover Lewis Hamilton, I don't think Bottas is a threat to Max at all.
No, absolutely.
No.
I think barring
that was the other bullshit excuse that they used.
Barring crashes and damage, I don't see Bottas finishing ahead of Verstappen at any point this year.
Absolutely not.
On full-on pace, I think Verstappen is so much faster than Bottas. It's insane.
I mean, yeah,
it's
I
not
can
even
only
a
see it
question.
by like monumental circumstances.
Bottas is a C-tier driver in an
A-tier car. Yeah, 100%. I 100% agree with that. No,
the concerto is beautiful today, guys. Oh,
fuck
all of this.
you. Get bent. Oh. Why do you have Blade as your background, by the way? Come on, like, what's the point here?
What?
What's up with Wesley Snipes right now?
I'm just enjoying myself. I'm just bathing in this just auditory orgasm I'm getting to be blessed with.
You know what?
Anyway.
You know what blessed my ears was Bottas telling that, like, I'm not going to be number 2, blah, blah, blah. I think, hot take.
That blessed the fuck out of my ears.
I think Bottas just signed his fucking death warrant. I think he knows that he's out of the team at the end of this year, and he just doesn't give a flying fuck anymore.
Yep,
no.
I think so too.
No, I think Lewis fully expected him to let him by, and then he turned in on him, and he was like, "Wait a minute, hold up," because I think Bottas sees the writing on the wall. I think he knows he's getting replaced. He's not even close to having the championship. Even when they're on level ground, Hamilton's always going to get the fucking...
I'm sorry. We need to recall the miracle worker. We found the new Helen Keller. It's Bottas. You didn't see the writing on the wall from last year?
I think
his sorry ass out.
He's done. He's done. He's completely done.
Ass bitch.
I could see him going back to Williams, honestly. I could.
I can see him going back to Finland and never ever being seen by the world again. I think it'd be a better place.
I could actually see. I could see
a waste of space, a waste of my breath to utter that fucker's name every time we have to talk about his insurmountable dumbfoundery of a driver. I mean, he's such an ignoramus dipshit. It's amazing.
I have something that I want to talk about.
Go ahead, John.
Please.
Just to get us off of the Valtteri Bottas train.
For now.
Couple of hitting points here. Esteban Ocon 9th. Fernando Alonso 17th.
Yeah, Fernando Alonso shit the fucking bed.
In his home race, lest we forget.
Yeah, in his home race, the old man, tried to slip one out he thought was a fart, shit his pants profusely, never recovered, and then he was wheeled to the old folks home.
My God.
That was a really bad race. You know what? You'll have a reason to hate Fernando Alonso even more later on, Braden.
Please.
Yuki Tsunoda, DNF, but not necessarily his fault. Although he did shit all over the team afterwards, saying that he thinks that Pierre is getting. Yeah, well, that too. He says that Pierre.
He's a cocky little fucker.
He is for being 5'2". I think you have to be.
For being born in the year 2000.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I think Tsunoda's just turning into every other Japanese F1 driver that's been before.
Yeah.
They have moments of brilliance here and there, and other than that, shit the bed.
Kobayashi. Who's the other one that they had in there for a while? Takuma Sato. That's it. Yeah. No, not a good look. Not a good look. Not a good race.
No, I mean, I just laugh at how much he cusses over the radio, and I'm like, dude,
Oh, it's great. I love
Yeah.
how fiery he
you're
is. I
only
think everyone
lucky
needs
that you're in a Honda power car. That's
But he
all I'll
needs-
say.
Yeah,
He needs
yeah.
to be. He needs to be Bahrain Yuki Tsunoda instead of the past 3 races Yuki Tsunoda, and then that can kind of stick around. He's kind of making a fool out of himself.
I
No,
don't,
he
I don't
really
think
is.
in the next 4 races he's going to score in the points.
Also, another hitting point here.
Yep.
Lando Norris 8th, Daniel Ricciardo 6th.
Yeah, Danny Rick had
Norris
a good
had
weekend.
a shit race.
Yeah, but Danny Rick also had a good race, which he desperately
no.
needed.
Well, hey, we shit talk. At least I shit talked him like no other on the
So
last
was
time.
that his motivation? He's like, fucking Vince
I
is
mean,
talking
I
shit
would
about
say
me.
that-
The SGSB podcast, he listened to Vince, and he was like, you know what? That bald-headed Paul Giamatti-looking fucker, he's lit a fire under my ass.
Hey, we do
Boy,
have
howdy, I'm coming after him.
We've got listeners in Australia. Could
We
be
do.
Danny Rick.
We do have
Could
listeners in
be.
the bush.
In the bush. Do they call it that?
Some people do. I'm
So-
sure I've heard Mighty Car Mods or something say
Dude,
that.
the
they don't
bush
have-
is the jungle in Africa.
In
It's
the bin.
outback.
In the
In the
bin.
outback.
In the outback, mate.
In the bin.
We can't lose all of our Australian listeners, so let's
Sorry,
not
I
go
love
there.
you. Mighty Car Mods. I
No,
want to
no,
go
no.
there. I
But
wasn't gonna die.
In the
Danny
bin.
Rick had a great race.
He did. He had a good race in the McLaren, 6th
Best weekend
overall.
in McLaren. He says
Ahead
it.
of his
Honda
teammate.
say it.
Wasn't
Yeah.
lapped.
Wasn't lapped.
Wasn't
He
lapped.
had a way better race weekend than Lando did for the first time.
He did. He absolutely
Yeah,
did.
I don't know
Lando
what was
just
up with
looked
Lando.
off.
Yeah, Lando was not having qualified 9th, finished 8th. I just wasn't really a weekend to talk about for Lando. Not really at all.
He had these last year too, though. It's kind of just like,
Yeah.
you know,
He's had more, at least to the start of the season. He's had more good races. So maybe this is just like this is his stinker that he was due for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I mean,
doing
every
really
driver
well
is
the past
due for-
couple.
we can't expect him to be good. I don't put him in the category of expectations of Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton.
Yeah.
I mean, dare we say that everyone has put Ricciardo in those categories all the time, but we always expect him now to drive the car, and finally he fucking drove the car. Thank God.
Well, I've read an article about him talking about driving the McLaren, and he says it's much more of a knife edge. He says the part that he's had the most trouble with is corner entry. He says it's just very twitchy. He doesn't quite know how it's going to react. He says it's a different feeling on the brakes as compared to the Red Bull or the Renault.
Oh, he's always the loss of the late breakers, mate.
Well, and that's the thing is he says that he's losing a ton of time on the
That's
brakes.
his problem.
Is so once he says once I figure out how to brake and turn into the corners, it's going to get a lot better. So maybe he made progress on this front because Spain is a very good representation of a lot of different types of corners, slow, medium, and fast speed, and that's why they use it as a testing track every year.
I
So
was very happy with Danny Rick. Now, he
No, I
doesn't
was
get a
too.
fucking pass for the next one. He better show the fuck up in Monaco.
no, I hope he does well, and he typically does well at Monaco. So hopefully he's got
I'm just saying.
his
I'm
brakes
just saying,
figured
though.
out and he can do it.
Just because you had one good race, don't turn into Yuki Tsunoda. Just flash in the pan. Ooh,
We
I
had a
just-
lot of. It
Ooh.
seems like we had a lot of commentators curse results.
Oh yeah.
Can I talk about another result here from some highly anticipated, at least commented on by the pundits here? So,
Please.
Otmar Schnauzer said that he believes, or first of all, Vettel got his upgrades that Stroll got last week. Vettel got his upgrades this week.
And he did.
They were
great.
talking. Aston Martin was talking all week how we think these upgrades will be good enough to get us into the points and everything, and we're super excited. And came out at the beginning of qualifying. Vettel has 12 consecutive point finishes in Spain, and then they go on to shit the bed, and Vettel finishes 13th. Stroll finishes 11th. Both
Eek.
outside of the points.
Eek.
Vettel ends his 12-year streak. Not a good showing for the boys in green.
No, it was bad. There's no way to really. It was anonymous, which is even worse because it wasn't like anything was wrong with the cars. They were just crap.
I mean, you know what? You know what sucks is we're seeing this a lot more. Is Vettel, Raikkonen, and Alonso battling for position,
Yep.
but it's in the bottom 5 usually when they're battling for position.
Yeah.
It's only towards the end of the race where maybe they'll make a couple spots and finish in in the top or in the bottom 10 rather than the bottom 5. But
yeah.
Oh, it's so sweet.
It might be the old guard's time to turn over to the young bucks.
Oh,
I definitely think that that's the case. I definitely think that
Braden. Oh,
we cannot give Vince everything he wants out of this episode.
He does. Yeah, you are so right.
Ugh.
What can we say? What can we say?
What can we say that's going to be incendiary, that's going to make Vince upset about something?
Oh, funny thing after the race. So I had my usual friends over for the race, and I had my grill on my patio, and my one friend was smoking. I was like, oh, let me move it out of the way for you, pushed it to the one side. And I mean, I had a bunch of Modelo's.
First of all, what was he smoking?
Cigarettes.
Oh, good.
Weak. The worst answer out of all 3 that I was thinking.
Yeah, I can't
Cigarettes,
be around
cigars.
the one that you want. Well,
Meth?
I
Is it
smoked
meth?
cigars
Is it meth?
earlier.
Weed?
What, meth?
Yeah.
You smoking
CBD?
crack?
Weed?
Crack?
Weed light?
The Marion Berry special? No.
The electric lettuce?
Yeah.
So no, I moved the grill out, and I have 4 cases of Modelo from Cinco de Mayo, and
Can you tell that Vince grew up in East Texas? Drinking fucking Modelos?
What
Modelo.
was it that you craved when we lived in Phoenix, Vince? Was it Lone Star?
Yes,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You talk about piss water.
I miss Lone Star, and we found Pacifico. Remember?
Oh, you know what? We're gonna get off topic here. Remember when we did Texas Day at your apartment?
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. That was fun as shit. Anyways.
I'll down some Modelo and some Dos with my Mexican friends and everything, but I draw the line at like fucking Lone Star, fucking what's that other shit ass beer? Tecate.
Oh, what's wrong with Tecate?
As Vince is drinking. Jeez.
What's wrong with... Anyways, sorry, Vince. Go on with your story.
So no, it was after they all won, and I was like going over to like turn up the TV, and then I was like, oh yeah, by the way, and then we started because I said like, oh, they asked Martin to shit the bed, so I did the champagne spray with some of the beer bottle.
Oh god.
At like 9 o'clock,
was it at
one of my
least
neighbors is walking in front down the the parking lot, and here I am just with the full Modelo and spraying it everywhere.
What is it? MGD or what? What's the champagne of beers? Is it
Miller High Life?
Miller High Life?
Dude, I used to
at least a Miller High Life.
You know how many Miller High Lifes I've drank in the shower in college? That was like my go-to shower beer. Yeah, it was like every day I'd come home and have a Miller High Life in the shower, the champagne and beers.
House.
Dude,
And
30 racks of Busch Lights were $20.
And for our listeners around the world, if you've never had a Miller High Life, get your fucking life together. Figure that shit out.
Sour beer. It'll change your life.
It will change your life. Miller High Life.
Had one of those.
Tecate?
You have it's like a Saturday morning. Either you were out of the bar or you were out, at the beach. If you grew up where we grew up, you're just fucking drinking all night at a house party or something like that.
Yep.
You wake up, you feel like ass, but you've got a nice cold Bud Light Lime or something in the fridge. You hop in the shower, whatever your preferred light beer of choice. You're not going to be drinking an IPA in a fucking shower. It's not. That's not a shower beer.
No.
Whatever light beer of choice that you have,
Hot
hop in
water,
the shower,
cold beer.
hot water, cold beer. It's life changing.
There was a period in time where I had like no less than 6 cans of beer stacked in my shower that were all empty.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do one even worse. Since we wanted to get drunk quicker, we would just make mixed drinks in big, like tumblers you get from the sports events. The big 32-ounce things.
Yep.
So we would do like half and half gin and OJ, or half and half vodka and OJ, and here we are like mixing, and you have a dorm shower, so there's like 4 people who share it, and it's like, all right, like here's the bartender, you have one drink, and everyone have their own shower chair for the shower.
So wait, let me clarify that there's not multiple people in the shower mixing drinks. Correct?
No. One at a time.
Oh, that's more of a party.
One at a time.
John. So John, we know
Yes.
we went to the same college. Vince, did you go to college?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I went. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Why do you think he lives in North Dakota? Hint, hint.
Where UND.
There might be
Go
a
whatever the
university
fuck.
there.
Jesus. Anyway,
Go Python.
You know who? Wait. Before you go on, you know who went to UND?
who went to UND?
Great American Hero.
TJ Oshie did go to UND. You are right.
Yes,
The
he did.
pride of the University of North Dakota. TJ.
Yeah, pride of
Timothy
War
Oshie.
Road. He's from War Road, Minnesota.
Yep.
Minnesota. Yeah.
Minnesota.
But he went
Anyway.
to UND. Anyways,
Yeah, he
carry
did.
on.
Where I
Carry
was
on.
going with this is we are also a drinking podcast. You can tell that we're kind of filling some time here because there was not a lot to talk about.
Shocker.
Since we all went to college, did Vince, this is mainly directed towards you because I think you did it, John. Did you make Skippy or whatever your version of Skippy may be? And I'll explain it for you because it's called a lot of different things.
Jungle Juice?
Basically, not Jungle Juice. Jungle Juice is different. So
Skippy.
basically, you take a 30 of whatever the cheapest beer that you can find.
Natty Boh.
I have done it. I have done it with both Natty Light and Genesee when I went to a party in Virginia Tech. I love Jenny Light. Jenny Light is the shit.
No, it was always Natty Boh for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take a 30, you take a handle of whatever the cheapest vodka you can find. 9 times out of 10, it was Burnett's.
Fleischmann's.
Yeah. And then
McCormick's
you take,
potato vodka.
Yeah, you take one of those little like pints or whatever of like Country Time lemonade, and then it's straight alcohol. You dump the whole 30, the whole handle, and then the fucking Country Time, the whole Country Time lemonade thing.
You're talking the powder, right? The powder Country Time
The
lemonade.
powder.
Yeah.
The powder.
Yeah.
Put it in a big Gatorade cooler, and it's just straight alcohol. It's
Summer
dangerous.
shandies.
Summer shandy. Yeah, some people.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was Skippy where I grew up and partied, and that's what we knew it as. But yeah, just straight alcohol fucks you up off of 2 cups.
Yeah.
You're in
Now-
for a good time.
now
That's
our-
I don't
what
remember.
you drink when you go to the lakes on the weekends up here.
I don't remember New Year's 2013 because of Skippy.
Now, for our listeners, we're not telling you what you should do. We're telling you what you can do.
And what we did when we were dumb and in college.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. This is all stories that
This
are
is
not
all
confirmed.
stories. Mostly stories. The events of this podcast are based in fact, but the places, people, and names have been changed.
They've all been changed to protect
Have
them.
they? I don't think so.
We'll
This is
black it
like
out.
several
We'll
episodes
black it
of
out, and it'll be like the
Yeah.
voice changer. And be like, yeah, I remember New Year's 2013, or I should say, I don't remember New Year's 2013.
Yeah.
This is
so,
definitely
good
not
times.
Braden.
Oh,
Um,
you know what? Yeah, no. Well, there's a lot of hockey players from up here, and I never had an NHL
hockey.
team, so I would always. John got to witness me at one of my only NHL games, sitting against the glass. I was wearing an
That
Oshie
was a
Sioux
good
jersey.
night. Yeah, he had a UND Oshie jersey. I was wearing my OV jersey. We were sitting right next to the penalty box. I yelled at a referee, and he looked me dead in the eyes. It was great.
Oh, we yelled at him all.
We were obnoxious. Anyways,
Oh yeah. No, I got text of people
Who else
taking
on the
pictures
Caps
of the
went to
TV, and they're
UND?
like, "Is this your bald ass head on at the game? Like, what the hell are you doing on the glass?" And I go, like,
Vince, Braden just asked you a question. Who else went to UND? As
oh,
far
God,
as Caps players.
Hayes, Oshie. I mean, there's a lot, dude.
Yeah, there's
Someone
I know.
currently on the Caps.
Oshie.
Oshie.
No, other than Oshie. I don't
Oh,
remember.
there's a
who it
bunch
was.
of guys on the Coyotes.
Yeah.
Schmaltz, Kajula.
Shane Gersick went to UND.
Yep. I think 3 of our guys that were on the team this year, and they choked it in the championship. Those dumbasses. Way to choke the Frozen Four boys. They all
Brock-
left.
Brock
They all
Nelson.
left, and there's like 3 or 4 already playing from this last year's team.
We
in
are-
the
Parise?
NHL. Yeah.
we are definitely losing every single listener.
Yeah,
No.
no, I'm talking about fucking hockey, all right? I mean,
Nobody
for fuck's sake.
watches the national NHL. Nobody. Nobody else?
Probably not, honestly. When I worked with the Chinese, they didn't even know that hockey was a sport.
Aye, way. All right. Maybe
Yeah.
we want to,
Yeah,
maybe we
I
do
didn't know
wanna change
hockey
it
was
up
a
little
sport
bit
until
here.
I came up to college. So
Ching Gao. All right.
and the NHL
Ching
playoffs.
Kao. Is that like the Chinese equivalent of Mamma Mia? Is that what you just did?
No, it's just Mexican cuss words, Mexican slang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is totally.
That's fucking.
Spanish.
Dude, I don't know,
But
man.
Mexican
I'm not from the South.
Ay, way.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about the Spaniard though, fucking Sainz did a good job.
Oh, hey, we're back on F1. Yes.
Good one,
Hey.
Vince.
Way to bring us
Yeah.
back. I didn't
Yeah,
know how we were
in
going to do.
seventh.
Yeah, Sainz did great. What a great guy.
Talk about Ferrari doing well.
I know, fourth
I mean-
and seventh, killing it.
Leclerc,
Yeah, and
we said it earlier. Leclerc had a good race.
He
He got
did.
Bottas earlier, held him up for a long
Started
time.
fourth, finished fourth. Good on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the constructors is getting fun to look at.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Ferrari and McLaren are really battling for that
Third,
number 3 spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do we
That's
want to
all
go
I have.
over? Do we want to go over predictions? Do we want to talk
I
about
was going to
this?
say, I'll wrap it up a little bit here. So it's going to pay me to do this, but
Well,
Hamilton ties Senna for most consecutive races, won at a track at 5. He equals Schumacher's win total at Payne for 6.
I don't want to talk about it.
It was his first win from pole in Barcelona. Bottas's 50th podium for him at Mercedes.
Who
At
gives
the
a
time,
shit?
Hamilton got his 100th pole on the same weekend that Verstappen got his 100th race start for Red Bull.
Yep.
So a lot
Yeah.
of even numbers for those OCD people, 50, 100, and 100.
I do love those. Yeah.
Verstappen does get the fastest lap, but he should have had 6 more and the win to tie Hamilton in the driver's standings. We already went over that. Lewis's 94-point start is his best ever start to a championship. And then I've got 2 little pieces of news.
Okay. I'm well on.
Hamilton, this just came out today. Hamilton wants a contract before the summer break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Through for 2 more years.
I didn't see specifics. I only quickly read this article while I was not driving on the road.
Okay. Good to know.
And yeah, I just saw it real quickly, tried to kind of skim through, see if there were any juicy points. There wasn't any ultimatum that I really saw.
No, but the theory and the speculation is 2 years.
Yeah,
So-
he wants a contract before the summer break. Even though he initially said he doesn't want to talk about anything while he tries to secure his 8th championship, he wants a summer contract before the season is even halfway over.
Fantastic.
So yeah. Last thing I saw was, again, this just came out today. It was an Auto Week article. F1's future in the U.S. looks stronger than ever, according to Circuit of the Americas track boss. What's this fucker's name? Bobby Epstein.
Wait.
Yeah, no relation to Jeffrey.
Did he kill himself?
He expects an extension of the current contract for F1 at COTA. He says COTA has turned a lot of debts into capital, so they're ready to. They've got approvals to like add a fucking. Let me see exactly what it says here. State of Texas recently agreed to a new zoning on parts of the circuit, which will mean that plans can go ahead to build new attractions to the site to turn it into a complete entertainment complex that could include a water park, an 11-story hotel with meeting space and rooms for conventions, plus some residences with garaging for cars and some condos, creating a huge entertainment hub with indoor and outdoor sports complexes, condo, resale space, and private motorsports pubs.
Hell yeah.
So,
That's
according to
pretty
Bobby
lit.
Epstein, the F1 COTA track manager, F1 looks alive and well to stay at COTA for the near and distant future.
Could you imagine spending the entire weekend at the track in a hotel at COTA?
It would cost a fuck ton because when I remember,
But with
reading
a water
this-
park?
Yeah, when I remember reading something about this.
Schlitterbahn?
I remember reading something about this like last year or the year before when this was first like pitched when they were trying to get rezoned, just to try and quote unquote save quota. But now that that's already happened, so
Yeah.
but it was I think I read estimates of something like $10,000 a night if you wanted to stay
What?
at at one of like the top.
What is
like,
this, Monaco? It was cow fields before they put a track there.
If you're right, exactly. If you're staying at like the top floor penthouse or whatever suite at the hotel.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
like
well
that
you know,
house.
you just suck my
I'm
dick from
sure
the back. How about
ones,
that?
I'm
Can
sure
I
the
get?
lesser ones will be more affordable.
Can I
but
get
I'm sure
third
it's going to be
floor?
insanely expensive, like it
Look,
is
I'll
everything
take
else at Coda.
ground floor. We can take a single bedroom and just bring 2 sleeping bags, and we're good to go, boys.
I mean, as long as it's possible, and I'm fully with you. I'm on the train of trying to do that because that would be sick.
That would
if
be
we can actually stay in
like,
a hotel at Coda.
money aside, that would be fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
And the
Well,
thing is, if it was like, let me put it this way: if I bought tickets to Coda, and it's my one event a year, and it was like $400 a night, I'd do a night. I'd do a night or two.
Yeah.
You know, maybe just Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean,
talking about if you split it between us three, if it's $400 a night,
that's
then,
totally doable. Yeah.
Yeah.
10
But
grand is a little steep. We're not getting the penthouse, boys.
I mean, if you get that contract that you're loaning for, maybe 10 grand is.
I can swing it, but my bank account, it just doesn't work like that.
Oh, yeah, you see the way my bank account is set up? It's got a checking and a savings.
and you know, I got to transfer the money. Yeah,
a couple business days. Anyway, what he was saying is that they're seeing ticket sales from more than 65% of people outside of Texas. They think that we might be at 80% out-of-state people from outside the U.S. are hesitant to make plans for 5 or 6 months ahead, but he's optimistic, seeing how quickly the U.S. has rebounded, how quickly they've already sold tickets.
I bought 4.
Everything will get back to normal and everything. Yeah, exactly. So,
and I'm outside of Texas, but
he also credits Drive to Survive to being a huge difference of getting a lot more people in F1. He's saying he's seeing a lot of younger ticket sales. A lot of younger people, which is exactly what they thought Drive to Survive would do. So
yeah, absolutely.
Everything is looking good. There's also Billy Joel is the current announced concert player. That's going to be Saturday night, but he says you haven't seen Friday yet. It's massive. It won't be announced for another 3 weeks because of some restrictions by the band. But once you see it, they'll say, okay, they crushed it. These guys are current. This group has been selling out, and they'll sell out the whole tour.
It's fucking Nickelback.
I don't know who the fuck it's going to be, but
Stones?
I'm excited about that too. So no, Vince, it's not 1978. The Rolling Stones.
Well, I will say, okay, so the 1 year, not last year, obviously, because it was canceled, but the year before, it was the headlining band Sunday night was Kool and the Gang.
Hell yeah!
It was Kool and the Gang. Who played?
It was Britney.
There's no dissing Kool and the Gang, motherfuckers.
No. Kool and the Gang is legit. If you haven't heard Kool and the Gang, get your fucking life together. Go listen to some.
Was it Britney that played the day before?
No, Britney Spears played on my birthday.
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago with Bruno Mars playing on Saturday night.
Britney Spears and Bruno Mars.
That was cool. A good fucking lineup.
And then the year before that, when I went by myself,
it was Pink.
No, it was Stevie Wonder and Justin Timberlake.
Oh, right. No. The 1 year that I didn't get to go to the concerts, it was Kool and the Gang and Pink, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
still Kool and the Gang.
I know Kool and the Gang is awesome. So
I've seen George Clinton and the Funkadelics.
So,
Jesus.
But so we've got Billy Joel for Saturday after qualifying.
Billy Joel confirmed for Saturday. We don't know who Friday yet is, but he's pumped, and apparently it's a big band that's selling out right now. So maybe
Sunday.
Like who's big? He said it's a band.
Wait, I heard rumors that Imagine Dragons was playing, which that's
kind of what I was. Imagine Dragons.
I hope it's not, to be completely honest.
I was gonna say I'm happy I'm missing it now.
Yeah, I don't really want to see Imagine Dragons live.
Didn't they only have that one fucking song that kept playing on repeat like 4 years ago?
The song that Vegas adopted as their song, that was the Caps game song, and then it turned up biting them in the ass, and the Caps won the Stanley Cup in 2018.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that song.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. I'll drink to that.
But like, I mean, all the bands, all the groups that people that I've seen at Coda, I would never buy tickets. I would never go out of my way. Typically,
Stevie Wonder.
I wouldn't buy.
What are you talking about? Bruno Mars and Britney Spears was a good fucking lineup.
It was great,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't go buy Bruno. Like, I'm not spending my money on Bruno Mars or Britney Spears tickets. I mean,
I'd go see Bruno Mars again, 100%.
I would
I'd go
too.
see
That was a
Britney.
hell of a show.
Now that I've seen him,
Yeah.
and, if he's there, and I'm not going to turn down tickets to it. But,
No.
like,
Well, that
I'll
was-
spend my money on going to see like underground metal shows at Paper Tiger or something like that, more than I'm going to spend $200 on a Britney Spears ticket again.
No, but the cool thing is like you go to the race, you get the whole weekend, you get to watch, all the support races and everything, and the support races were good. Like the
The
last
support
year
races
we
are great.
went, yeah. I mean, Formula, it was what, F3 America or F4 or something like that,
It was F4 Americas and F3, yeah.
and it was amazing. It was good racing.
Yeah, and they crashed a fucking lot. I mean, not that makes good racing, but F4 had like 32 fucking people, like
On
a
the
32
grid, yeah, it
car
was
grid or something like
huge,
that.
Yeah, and like
Trying to fit all those cars into turn one.
yeah, no, it was awesome to watch. So yeah,
We're getting off topic
But-
again. I
but
think
if you
someone owes us something.
hang on
John.
a second, I
not
gotta say
stalling.
this. I gotta say this out here. So we're gonna be there this year. If you haven't picked up on that, if you're a
We
little
are
slow.
turn 12.
We will be turn 12 bleachers. Come find us, hang out with us, hit us up on our socials, whatever,
Maybe pound us near a porta potty or concession stand or something.
or
if you see us.
the Johnny Walker tent.
yeah, Johnny
Yeah.
Walker tent.
That's a good
Good place
place.
to
Yeah,
pound.
yeah. But yeah, we'll be there. So it's awesome. It's gonna be a good time. Good.
Stoked. Cannot wait.
Fun will be had by all.
It's going to be like 2 weeks before my wedding, so
Hell yeah.
I'm
So-
going to be ready to go and get hammered with free Johnny Walker and racing.
And
so
we will do these things.
and we will do these things.
Speaking of getting hammered and drinking.
Yep. I'm curious to see
How
the
this-
results of the predictions.
Okay, so predictions this last time. You and I went very conservative.
We
Right.
100% did, and I'm glad. The only reason why I'm glad that the predictions turned out the way they did was because I needed to put some points on the board.
Okay,
Oh,
so both of us had Hamilton winning, Verstappen
Yep.
second, Bottas third. That's
Yep.
good. That's
That's good.
That's
Got
good.
Those points
We also had Perez fourth, which didn't quite happen,
didn't quite happen.
and Norris fifth, which also
Also didn't happen.
Wait, you guys didn't predict Hamilton winning?
we did.
Yeah, we
Both
did.
of us did.
We both
Oh.
did.
Vince, you had
I was upset because I knew that was being safe because I knew that was what was going to happen.
Oh yeah. that's
so
right.
we both got 3 points in the top five. Vince, you had Hamilton winning, Bottas second, Verstappen third, Perez fourth, Norris fifth.
Nope,
Mm.
nothing.
Ouch.
1 point.
1 point. One. Okay, so 3-1 right now. Killing it. Bottom five is where things get kind of interesting. So
Uh huh.
I had Vettel crashing out. That didn't happen. Mazepin came 19th, or Mazepin, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was just kind of like out of order bullshit. So Latifi, Schumacher, Russell. I obviously did not have Fernando Alonso down there.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, it wasn't great. So I ended up with 4 points on the week.
Uh huh.
Braden, you had. Wait. Mazepin, 20th.
Fuck.
Latifi, 19th.
Fuck.
Mm.
Schumacher, 18th, which
There
was
we go.
good.
4 points.
Russell, 17th, and Yuki Tsunoda, 16th.
Okay, so I got 4 total points.
You
How
have
can I
you,
lose to Vince?
you also had 4 points this week. Vince, you are at 1 point right now.
Yep.
You had Tsunoda 20th,
Fuck.
Mazepin 19th,
God damn it.
and Schumacher 18th.
Jesus Christ. So he tied. He came back, and we're all tied at 4 points. right
Latifi at 17th and Giovinazzi at 16th.
now. Okay, no points there.
Okay, so we are all at 4 points right now.
We're all tied at 4.
We're
Okay.
all
Hmm.
tied at 4 for different reasons.
Yeah.
So it comes down to Alonso.
Right.
Man,
Alonso
I'm
bogey.
pissed. I fucked up getting 2 extra points. Oh, well.
So Alonso did absolute ass this weekend.
Dog shit.
What was he, 16th?
17.
17th. Even worse. I had him in 12th. Vince, you had him in 11th. And Braden, you had him finishing 8th.
Damn it. Wow. I
You
had
know what
him
I'm really
finishing-
pissed is I can't believe I put Bottas second. I threw away 2 points right then and there.
You should have put Verstappen second. Yeah, I mean, even.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's a Merc track, but even still. So
you know
even
what?
though we all end up with 4 points this week, Braden, you lose due to
I am furthest away from the
due
Alonso
to you.
bogey.
Even though you call him an old fucking man that's washed up and just not worth the fucking horse he
I
rode
predicted
on
him to come fucking 8th on a track that he should know and he should do bad good because he's at his home race.
You should know.
God damn
Podcat.
it, though. I'm so
Podcat.
pissed. I can't believe. I was like, I swear to God, I put Botas second. I was like, what was I thinking the whole race? I'm sitting there going, oh, fuck me. I'm going to get iced again.
So, league standings right now, I am in the lead with 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
Vince, you are in second with 9, and Braden, you have 7.
I made some ground up.
You
that's all
did
I
make
needed
some
to
ground.
do.
You are only 2 points behind Vince and 5 points behind me. And I've
Also,
been known to be
not a
terrible.
sponsor.
Not
Shout out Topo Chico Strawberry Guava Seltzer. Banger.
All right, you heard it here first.
Okay. All right.
Not a sponsor. Please sponsor us.
Stop
It's-
pussyfooting around. I've got the goods.
Oh, is that OG? OG
I've got the
Smirnoff?
OG. I only get the OG. I don't know why Vince tortures himself with the peach Bellini and the fucking crazy,
Now let the people
out of the
know.
ordinary
Is it
flavors.
warm or cold? Do you which?
I pulled it out of the fridge 51 minutes ago, right before we started doing this podcast. So it's between cold and warm. It's colder than room temperature. It's
lukewarm.
probably
Luke
it's
cold?
probably 55 to 60 degrees.
Luke cold.
Luke cold.
Luke cold. Yeah. So,
All right. Well,
I'll do my duties.
get her done. Do it for
I'll
Dale.
move my chair out of the way as much as I can because I'm in a fucking closet.
Do you ever do this when you're streaming on Twitch? You should.
I do not, but bottoms up, gents.
Cheers. It's been a while since he's had to do one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, decent.
God, it really pulls it through at the end,
It has been a while. That was a zesty beverage.
There you go. Good on
Thank
you,
you,
mate.
Smirnoff, for the opportunity. Sponsor us.
Sponsor
we drink
us.
one every podcast.
Every podcast. This is a lot of free advertising for you.
This is a lot of free advertising.
Just send us
for you.
some drinks. We're gonna drink them.
I'll wear whatever Smirnoff t-shirts you send me.
I'll put a hat on. I wear a hat almost every single time.
As do I.
Right now,
I'd wear a hat.
right now, I've got an 805 gas and beer hat. Right now, it could be
There you go.
could be a Smirnoff hat.
Could be you.
Could be
We're
you.
gonna get shut
Could
down.
be you. No free ads.
Oh man. So that was good.
we've got
we don't have Monaco this week. We have Monaco the week following,
correct.
which is the 23rd. That's the race.
I actually cannot wait to predict Monaco. I'm so excited.
Monaco has the potential to be interesting and awful at the same time.
I think it's going to be more interesting than awful.
I hope so.
I always enjoy Monaco. We're not going to preview that right now. We're going to wait. We're going to wait a week.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till next week. But
Yes, because I get to bask in all the glory of being right this podcast.
I'll keep an open mind.
Oh.
Yes. This was the podcast that Vince was right. I prefer the podcast where Vince is blackout drunk, if I'm honest.
Yeah. There's few and far between where Vince is right and sober. So
Yeah. One or two. All right. If you want to get a hold of us, how are you going to do that?
you can get in touch with us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Slamming Gears F1. That's the best way to get in touch with us. If you would like, we are on YouTube as well, where when I can remember to bother to hit the record button, which I didn't do last week, we put up video versions of the podcast as well, so that was my bad. I am recording this one, so I'll put up a video podcast of this week's. And then if you're old school, send us an email at slamminggearshiftandbeard@gmail.com with your questions, anything you want us to discuss or anything like that. We're always open to talking to y'all and, you know, kind of answering your questions and stuff like that on the podcast here. We want to get y'all more involved, so
Absolutely.
you can do that way as well.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, if you do the video games and you like watching the streamers,
Oh, if you like video games, you like watching streamers, you can follow me on Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/X410V Reisner X. I'm about to get on right now. Actually, I'm live Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Hell yeah.
I'm usually 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, but recording the podcast kind of gets away with that if we're doing Monday or Wednesday recording. So,
Yep.
about to get on, about to play some Call of Duty, play some GTA as well. So, that's all good times had there too.
Sweet.
Oh shit.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for me. You boys have anything to say?
I'm good with it.
Some
yeah,
motherfuckers try to ice skate uphill.
light news on a Monday, so I'm all good here.
All right on. Well, that being all done, until next time, I'm John.
I'm Vince.
I'm Braden.
All right, we'll see you next time. See ya.